One Focus Radio.
Welcome to the show, it's Dyer's Daily. Keeping in the know, it's Dyer's Daily. We've got chat, we've got discussion, nice and slow, ain't no rushing, reading emails and events. Sometimes he makes no sense. It's time to start the show, it's Dyer's Daily. He'll be there in a mo, it's Dyer's Daily. We've got plays, we've got interviews, even stuff that's in the news. Local and otherwise, come and try it on for size, it's Dyer's Daily.
Hello and welcome to the Dyer's Daily podcast for Wednesday the 9th of January 2019. Today I'm talking about the Ron Howard documentary 8 Days a Week, which came out in 2016. What I think of it, and my opinion on the Beatles in general. All that's to come right after this promo for another podcast. You want your podcast featured? Get in contact. Right, I'll see you in just a moment.
Have you ever been reading through a stack of comics and thought, maybe I should see what this Arkham Asylum game is all about? Or been playing Marvel vs. Capcom and felt like you were at a real disadvantage since you didn't know who half the characters were? Well, Play Comics is the show for you. I'm Chris, and each episode we take a look at video games based on comic properties and how well they stick to that source material. So whether you know the comics and want to know how all these games work, or you know the games and want to find out where all this craziness came from, go check out Play Comics at playcomics.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
Dyer's Daily.
Happy Wednesday to you, and just before New Year I watched a documentary on the Beatles. Now, if you're like me, you kind of suffer from Beatles fatigue every time you watch a documentary that has vaguely nothing to do with the Beatles whatsoever. You know, just nothing. It just appears out of nowhere. They shoehorn it in, and it becomes very frustrating. But I thought before New Year there was this documentary on, and I thought I'd watch it. It's called 8 Days a Week, and it covers their touring years, and it's a Ron Howard film, and I have to say, it absolutely blew me away, because it's all right when they shoehorn something in. You never really see the significance. But when they're actually focusing on something and it's there and it's in front of you, you just think, how wonderful is this? This is absolutely brilliant. They were covering sort of the early 60s until about mid 66 when they actually stopped touring. And the amount of colour footage, I was incredibly amazed by the amount of colour footage and the restoration work that must have gone in to all of this footage. And there is an album actually of them live at the Hollywood Bowl, and it's an incredible piece of audio, because they've managed to restore it so there's not much crowd noise. But of course the thing that they tell you is they got bored because they couldn't really hear what they were playing. Now, you've heard that before, but to hear it from the horses' mouths, as it were, and to see the footage and how mad it was just an incredible film. And if you get the opportunity, I think it must be on some streaming service. I know that before January it was supposed to be going off of Amazon Prime, so if you've seen it before, I'm afraid you've missed it. If you've seen it on there and thought, I must watch that, do go and watch it, because it was an amazing insight. And I did think at the end they did kind of shoehorn in a lot of the album stuff, but it makes sense to do that, because it's like these guys stopped touring, and that was where most of their money was being made. But of course then they made Sgt. Pepper, and it just completely exploded into a new thing. So yes, 8 Days a Week, Ron Howard film. Go and watch it. It is brilliant if you've got an hour and 40 minutes of your time. Right, this has been Dyer's Daily. Thank you very much for listening to this edition. Please remember to rate, comment and subscribe on your favourite podcast provider. And from me, I shall see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Email us, dyersdaily@southwavesaudio.co.uk. We shall see you on the next podcast. Bye bye for now.